Okay, hey guys, I believe I'm live now. Welcome to my stream for the chess.com Streamers Challenge. Yes, it's the day you've all been waiting for. I'm going to be streaming for the next 2.5 hours, and I'm playing this tournament on chess.com, the Streamers Challenge, against other streamers. And it's going to be a lot of fun. I did a little announcement video yesterday, and we have a ton of great players involved in this tournament. Some players who do YouTube, some who do Twitch, some who are just getting into that and haven't really broadcast before, but are taking the opportunity here in the Streamers Challenge. So while I make sure the stream is functioning properly here, let's just take a look at the lineup once again in this tournament. So this is the full list of players who are playing, and it starts in 1 hour. So 1 hour from now at 3 o'clock p.m. Central, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And wow, we've got a lot of players who are participating, even more than I expected. There was a somewhat shortened list the other day, but look at all these guys we've got in. So we've got Georg Meyer, Ludwig Hammer, Maxim Delugi, Lenderman is in, Alex Lenderman from the US. Eric Hansen, the chess bra, as we know. Ingvar is playing, Zibit, Simon Williams, you guys know him. And then a bunch of people, Yevgeny Novikov, don't know who that is. Some familiar faces down here. Myself, Danny, Blitzstream, Kevin Bordy, Christoph, Chess Explained. Even Greg is in. Okay, I didn't see Greg's name on the original list. Yeah, some perhaps lower-rated players, but I know Matty D. Perrine is, I believe, a FIDE master, and he has a nice little stream. JD Cannon makes good instructional videos on YouTube. Some other players, too, again, like lower-rated players, but guys who can perhaps make the tournament interesting, let's say, you know. So this will be a lot of fun. Hold on to your seats for the next 2.5 hours. What I'm going to do now is just kind of take some questions. I'm going to warm up a little bit. You know, I never get a chance to like interact with you guys live. I have over 700 videos I've posted on YouTube, actually closing in on 800 pretty soon. And most of you guys have found your way to my channel from there. But this is the first time I've actually tried streaming. So this is kind of an experiment. And if it goes well, I'd like to do it in the future, whether it's on YouTube here or on Twitch. I do have a Twitch channel, but I haven't really explored it or used it yet. But I like streaming. I like playing live and being able to interact with you guys. So I hope to do a lot of that. I'm pretty much just playing this for fun. And I saw it was a cool event that chess.com was promoting. And, you know, of course, I want to get in and battle with some of the big guns too. And, you know, maybe I have a chance to win. I'm not that low ranked on the starting list here. So someone asked me on Twitter, like, what my percentage chance I win this is. And at the time I said 10%, but that's before I saw like all of these players playing. So I'd probably adjust that figure downward a little bit. But, you know, I give myself a puncher's chance. I can't even talk. And yeah, I'm just hoping to play some interesting games and make it fun for you guys. That's why you guys tune in. I haven't even checked out the chat yet. All right, looks like it's working. Yeah, this is awesome. We got several people in chatting. Not Evening says, hello, John, good luck. And Space Llama 23, yes, I can see the chat. So I can see what you guys are saying. Tony Rotella. Hey, Tony. Tony Rowe. Yeah. Tony says Georg Meyer has to be a reasonably large favorite here. Yeah, I would agree. I think Meyer is definitely the favorite. Sorry if you hear that noise. I live actually like fairly close to the Minneapolis-St. Paul airport. Like it's right across the river from where I live. So I hope I won't get too much airline noise. Jay Lou says, hey, John, what do you think about Meyer and Hammer playing, given that they've almost never streamed before? I mean, I think it's good. I think it's excellent to see people getting involved who otherwise might not. Perhaps they're playing because chess.com asked them. Perhaps they are just in it purely for the money. Who knows? But regardless of their intentions, I think it's awesome to have more options and more streams. And I was saying yesterday that I think Meyer is the favorite in this tournament. And yeah, I just hope to play him a game and see what happens. I think Eric Hansen too. Also, like, you know, he's one of the top guys. It is Blitz 3+2. They changed the time control. It was originally 1 minute with a 1 second increment. But now that it's blitz, I think that doesn't play to Eric's advantage as much. Not that he isn't good at blitz; he's amazing at blitz, much better than me. But if it were bullet, he would probably be the favorite by a long shot, by a good margin. Yvonne Lay says, "Hey John, best of luck, buddy." Thanks, Yvonne. Appreciate it. Red Mudkip, hello to you. Jorgen from Norway. Thanks for staying up late. I didn't put the times that this stream is going on in Norway. Needless to say, it's fairly late for you guys. I know Christoph in Germany, it must be, what, probably 9 or 10 p.m. his time. So he's burning the midnight oil trying to win this thing. Ryan Trixabel says, "Good luck. Let's see that Scandy do its magic." Yeah, we got the Team Scandy hashtag on Reddit going. So if you wanna tweet at me on Twitter, you can use the Team Scandy hashtag and show your support. Speaking of which, does anyone have a link to this exact stream? I'm just gonna put it on my Facebook and Twitter just to let people know that we're live. I could probably find it, but then I'd have to close out of my live stream application to do so. Isevio says, "Hey John, I woke up at 4:30 a.m. just for you too. Good luck." Thank you. Where do you live, Isevios? Are you in Asia somewhere? If it's 4:30 in the morning, you must be in Asia somewhere. Sven Bartholet says, "Just subscribed." Awesome. Really appreciate the subscription, Sven. Yeah, Benjamin Handelman said he's going to tweet the... Oh, it blocks URLs? Gotcha. Wonder if I can change that setting somehow. Okay, I changed one setting, so I might be able to allow you guys to post links now. "5 a.m. in Australia," says Doziem XBL. You guys are really dedicated. Yeah, that's serious dedication, waking up that early. That's like waking up early to watch, like, tennis or golf or something like that. Okay, Benjamin said he sent it in a tweet, so I am just going to grab that link. Bear with me for 1 second, guys. Awesome. I just put out a Facebook message and a Twitter message. I'm actually hoping some of my Facebook friends, even those who don't play chess, like, come and just stop by and say hello. Because I know a bunch of people who are obviously aware I play chess and whatnot, but I feel like it's kind of over their head in some regard. Like, they know I play tournaments, they know I have a channel and I post videos, and some of those videos are accessible to beginning players. But the stuff that top players in chess talk about and do is oftentimes just way over the head of your average person. But I'm hoping that maybe a few of my Facebook friends jump in here, or maybe you guys can even refer some of your friends, because I think even casual players would get a kick out of this, and just seeing people play and seeing all the different streams and players that are involved. So, all right, I have posted my links, so I've got all the promotion out there. And once again, if you guys just joined, I'm going to be broadcasting until the end of the tournament. So the tournament starts in 50 minutes now. It starts at the top of the hour, 3 o'clock p.m. Central, 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and it goes for about an hour and a half, I think is what Danny said. It's 7 rounds with a time control of game in 3 minutes with a 2-second increment, which is the FIDE World Blitz time control as well. So we'll be kicking off soon. Johan Irval says, "I quit my job to watch your vids full time." I don't advocate that. I really would suggest you keep your job and keep grinding away. But I know you're joking, but that's still pretty funny. Man W. Lotzi says, "Looking forward to watching Mike Cummer get crushed." I did see that he was in. Mike Cummer is the St. Louis Chess Club employee. He's one of the St. Louis Chess Club employees who posts, shall we say, controversial videos. on the St. Louis Chess Club YouTube page. One thing he says, for instance, is that the 2 knights variation is practically outright losing for black, and you should never play that, regardless of your level. But yeah, we've got a lot of interesting faces in the mix here. We're up to 60 viewers too. I love it. There is a prize. I'm just going to show you guys the prizes too. So in addition to several places getting paid, if I can find this here, I'm not sure they even show it. I'm going to go to this and see. Okay, here we go. So it's 1,000 for first, 500 for second, and so on. So there's 5 prizes. But there's also, and this is kind of what's interesting as far as the streaming goes, 2 $500 bonus prizes. So one of them goes to the streamer who has the highest peak number of viewers during the tournament. And there's also a fan favorite. So I assume there'll be a vote option on chess.com, and you guys can vote. All chess.com members, or even non-members perhaps, can go and vote for who their favorite streamer was. So that highest peak number of viewers, that's going to be tough with a guy like Hutch in the field. He is the guy who has like by far the most followers of anyone in this tournament. He has like easily more followers than everyone else combined. Probably like quadruple that. But he's probably a shoo-in for that if he gets anywhere near his normal audience. But the fan favorite, hey, maybe I have a chance at that. But overall, I'm just doing this for fun. I'm not really looking to win a prize. A prize would just be a nice side benefit. Just taking a look at the chat again. Charles Messer says, good luck, John. I'll watch this tonight after work. Thanks, Charles. Powell says it's 9 o'clock p.m. in Poland, if anyone is curious. Yeah, thanks to you Europeans for staying up late. Ben Scott says Hutch is a shoe-in for the peak views. Yeah, that's just that's almost unfair. Like, he should probably be excluded from that aspect of the competition. It's too bad guys like Chess Network or King's Crusher aren't in. I don't know why King's Crusher didn't join. It seems like something he would participate in. Chess Network doesn't seem to like participating in these sort of YouTuber versus YouTuber or streamer versus streamer competitions for whatever reason. He would be also a big favorite in the viewership category if he did, because he has about 110,000 plus subscribers on YouTube and a ton on Twitch too. All right, we're up to 83 here. 83 viewers. Awesome. I'm going to play a couple games just to warm up. And I'm going to start with just like, I don't know, some 1-0, just to give you guys something to watch. And I'll be checking the chat and such. I'll probably play a little 3-0. Maybe I can even challenge a streamer or two. Oh, this guy aborted. They don't want a chance at the 2639 rating. Let's see. I'm going to put out a seek. See who we get here. Someone said, when do you play? Top of the hour. Yeah, so we're starting up at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern time in about 45 minutes. Hey, and if one of you guys want to play, I've got a seek out right now for a bullet game on chess.com. Benjamin Handelman says, John, any chance you will pop into the USCL stream this evening? Yeah, I might do that. I might jump in and just see what's going on. I do play in the US Chess League. I played last night. I have a interesting draw against international master Guillermo. What's his last name? I think it's Vasquez, Guillermo Vasquez, from the Rio Grande Ospreys team, which I will be analyzing and surely posting to my channel within the next week, I'd say. Hello to you, Anton. Anton Squared Me is probably my biggest fan/follower. And he's faithfully in like every one of my Lichess tournaments that I play. And he's in the chat here, of course. He's also a big fan of Ron Depp, who's a Lee chess player. Hey, Never Interpreter. Nice to see you in here. Never Interpreter is quite good as well. He is... you're pretty high rated on Lee chess, Never Interpreter. You're usually like 2,000 to 2,300 bullet. Someone's challenging me. Doziam wants to play a 3+2 game. All right, Doziam. I recognize you from the chat. So we got Doziam, the Aussie. Are you ready for the Scandinavian, Doziam? I know it's early your time. I know you can't handle this early queen development. Queen a5. Actually, let's do this. The so-called Potzer variation. I do not recommend this line, but this stream is about fun, and we're gonna try some different stuff, at least in these games. Probably not in the Streamers Challenge, but you see my queen made its way to c7. That's a common square for the queen anyways. Let's play bishop f5. Doziam playing very solid so far. The 2-second increment in this time control, by the way, that really differentiates it from a faster tournament, because with the 2-second increment, you're going to see guys like Meyer and probably Hammer like really show their strength. If it was sudden death, like say 3 minutes, or even like a bullet tournament 1-0, then guys like me have a chance, because I'm pretty good in bullet, and I think I could definitely hang with guys like Meyer or Jean Ludwig Hammer at that time control. But 3-2 is a very serious time control. You basically have to win on the board. I mean, the clock is an element, but it's more important to play good chess rather than to flag your opponent. So in the hands of a good player online, like a 2-second increment is a lot of time. Like, it's almost like you should never flag with that style time control. Although I have flagged with 30-second increment before, twice actually, in tournament games. So I'm not going to say that having an increment excludes you from losing the game on time. And yes, that's very shameful to flag with 30-second increment. Baggy Pants Man 1 says, John confirmed Potzer. Yes, I'm playing the Potzer variation. That's not a unfair criticism. Up to 117 viewers. Awesome. Love to see that, guys. So one thing that is an interesting topic for discussion, and you guys might have some good perspective, is like, which do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer like the new like YouTube streaming like I'm doing here? Or do you guys like Twitch? Because I've kind of heard varying opinions about that. I'm just going to trade on e4. I honestly did YouTube just because it's easier, and I already have a nice following with my subscribers on here. But I hear people say like, oh, you got to join Twitch. Like Twitch has this and this feature. And I'm the type of person who I like to do one thing really well. And for instance, like I have YouTube going, and I'm really happy with the way the channel's going. I like providing content for you guys. So I kind of want to keep the streaming I do here, as opposed to like splitting it between Twitch and whatnot. But of course, I'm open to Twitch if there are some clear benefits to it. Here I'm playing b5 just to stop Doziam from playing c4. Just trying to clamp that square. A couple of people saying YouTube is better than Twitch. YouTube has less glitches. Kareem says Twitch you'll earn, YouTube is easier. Yeah, I think there are some options on Twitch for streamers to solicit donations and whatnot. That's not exactly my priority, but that is something to consider. So a4, this leaves the b4 pawn undefended. So I'm probably going to take it. There is some tension on b5, but considering that bishop takes b4 attacks that rook on e1, and Doziam's probably going to have to address that, I think this is a fine pawn to capture. Someone said, as long as I still get notifications, which I do with the YouTube app on my phone, it's all the same to me. Yeah, that's good that you guys get notified when this happens. I think that's a great idea. All right, let's just castle. I'm ready for this event. I've got like 2 glasses of water, and then I've got a big mug of coffee too, which is it's actually iced coffee. I'm a big fan of the iced coffee as opposed to hot coffee. That started when I was studying for the LSAT, which is the exam you take to try to get into law school. And I didn't really drink coffee until that exam, until I started studying for it, which the studying lasted maybe 2 or 3 months, where I was doing practically nothing else but studying for that exam. And ever since then, I've been addicted. I really love coffee, and I love playing chess while drinking coffee. Two of my favorite things. Okay, so Doziem has played queen d3. Unfortunately, this leaves him open for a fork. Knight to f4, attacking queen and rook. And that queen will have to flee, and I'm going to take on e2 with check. Miles Bolin says, John, play a Grob against Hutch. All right, if I play Hutch and I remember, I'll play a Grob against him. Something you will never see on my regular channel, me playing the Grob. Just trying to catch up with some of the comments here. Marty Clavenger says, come on, John, you can win it all. Thank you to you, Doziem, by the way. Thanks for the game, and thanks again for waking up early in Australia and watching this. FCST fan says, you are a lawyer? No, actually. I was in law school for a little while, just one semester. But law school is 3 years, and I kind of quickly figured out like law school wasn't really for me. So this was back in fall 2010. I was in law school. I got my undergrad degree in business, and I thought I wanted to be a lawyer for a little while. So went to law school, had a good time in law school, and I did well too. I was on the law review and did well academically, but I kind of decided towards the end of my first semester it just wasn't for me, and it's such a huge time and money investment too. And I wanted to give chess a go because I've always kind of had it in the back of my head that I wanted to do chess full time, or at least try it for a while. And when I got into chess, I started teaching. I had taught a little bit prior to that, just kind of off and on throughout high school and college, just various students and such. But when I dropped out of law school, I decided to take chess teaching more seriously, and that's what I've been doing the past 5 years, teaching chess. And my business has grown very well, thankfully, and also I've learned a lot in these past few years about what it means to be a chess professional, if you will. And you know, the YouTube channel I have now is just an extension of that, basically. I think one of the things that helped me get into this channel is I kind of came into it already having a lot of experience working with improving players and whatnot, and that's definitely the bent of my channel. It's towards instruction and helping the average player and the average tournament player too, really players of every caliber in chess, get better at their game. And I love the game. Chess has provided me with so many opportunities in life. I can't even begin to enumerate them all. And it's really just a dream to be able to do chess full time. Like, this is my job, chess teaching, that is. And with the way YouTube is going too, that this has also been a nice avenue to kind of share my passion for the game. So that's the long story about how I dropped out of law school and whatnot and started doing chess. All right, let's see. Just looking at the chat once again. Sean McClooney says, John, when did you start playing chess? And by the way, while we're talking, I'm just going to watch a game. I'm going to see if there's any interesting games going on. Ooh, Christoph's playing. Let's watch Christoph. Maybe I'll even challenge him in a little bit. We'll see. Sean, when did you start playing chess? I learned in the 2nd grade. So probably when I was about 8 years old, I think. And I didn't start playing tournaments until the 4th grade. I played in some like scholastic events. But middle school is really where I got heavily involved in tournament chess. But throughout elementary school, I studied chess a lot. And my first like real chess opponent actually was this tabletop computer program that my parents got me for Christmas one year. and it had 72 levels on it. It was the type of program where like the computer has a little display and it tells you what move it's going to make, and you have to make that move on the board. You kind of push down on a square and push down it again and make the move for the computer, and then you can play your reply by doing the same. And this program had 72 levels, and over the course of about a year and a half, I beat like every single one of those levels. This I would say was probably maybe grades 4 to 5, so right at the end of elementary school for me. And that alone, like I probably made the most progress I'll ever make in my chess career just doing that. Like taking this one opponent and just playing like level after level sequentially, starting at level like literally 0 and working up to level 72. And when I finally started to enter some serious tournaments, I was already like pretty good. I think my first USCF rating was definitely over 1,000. I want to say it was closer to 1,100 or 1,200 or something, which nowadays like that isn't an achievement at all. But I started playing tournaments in like 1998, and that was like right at the beginning of internet chess, like when that was starting to get big. And I started playing on the Internet Chess Club a lot, and I got in a lot of practice that way. Let's see. Charles Messer says, John, who's going to win the World Cup? Yeah, I got to be honest, I haven't been following the World Cup like super closely. I do like Nakamura and So. I like both of their chances. They both played pretty well. So has like completely blown out his opposition through 2 rounds. Nakamura just overcame Sam Shankland in a pretty tough match. So I think he is one to watch as well. As far as non-American players, everyone's got their eyes on Wei Yi. I actually didn't see how Wei Yi did in round 2. Maybe someone can clue us in, but I would be shocked if he was not advancing to round 3. I saw Aronian got knocked out, which is a little surprising. Tony Rotella says, love Kramnik in the World Championship. Yeah, Kramnik's always a force. And he won this. Remember, he won the previous World Cup, did he not? He beat Andreikin, I believe. So, Wei Yi is out? Oh, wow. Okay, well, wait, what? I'm getting conflicting reports. Wei Yi won. Like half the chat is saying Wei Yi won, half of them is saying he lost. Yeah, Ding Luren's another player to watch. A lot of these Chinese players are just like, I feel like they're underrated on an international scale. It's like some of them are so good. Lu Shangli, you see, he just beat Wang Hao, right? So he just played him and knocked him out. So interesting tournament with a lot of guys, especially the younger guys. I mean, tournament of this length, you kind of always default towards the young up-and-coming players, and I feel like they have a lot of energy. Let's challenge Chess Explained. Let's see if I think he's actually playing. Okay, I'm going to watch this game and see if we can get a game in with Christoph next. Semnam says, hello, I'm watching 2 streams at the same time, John's and Chess Explained. Appreciate the support, Semnam. Ian Johnson says, John, if you win some money, what do you want to spend it on? Honestly, I wouldn't spend it on anything. I would just save it. I don't really have like extravagant tastes in life. I'd probably buy some coffee at Starbucks. Maybe get a slightly larger drink than I usually get. Nah, I'd probably just throw it in my IRA or something, to be quite honest. Let's see. Again, just checking up on the chat. We're at 182 viewers. Awesome. This is great. This is great viewership and numbers a half hour before the tournament even starts. Yo People 70 says, what place do you expect to end on in this tournament? Good question. With that list, I mean, just kind of eyeballing it, I'm probably like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As far as FIDE ratings, I'm probably like the maybe 7th seed, something like that. So I think getting top 5 would be a achievement for me. So I'm going to say that's my goal, try to get top 5. There's some very strong players in here, and it's not going to be an easy task, but my FIDE rating is like 2448. I think that puts me behind all of those top 5 guys. I'm ahead of Ingvar. I'm a little ahead of Simon. Christoph and I are pretty similar in rating. I think I'm like marginally higher rated than him. I'm higher than Danny. Greg is like 2475 FIDE, although he hasn't played for a while. I mean, the FIDE ratings it's just kind of a metric for comparing the players. It's almost impossible to say how that translates. But yeah, top 5, I'd be very happy. Miles Bolin says, do you think internet chess has made your average player stronger? Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I was telling a few of my students this recently, but I won the U.S. National High School Tournament back in 2002. I was a freshman in high school, so I was in 9th grade. And my rating at the time was, I think, about 2100, like maybe 2110 or something like that. And I was like the 10th seed in that tournament. And I checked this year, and I don't even think I would have been top 50 with that same rating. And if you go back and just historically compare how much better people have got, or maybe more accurately, how many good players there are in the mix these days, I think that's just a testament to the resources that are out there and how easily you can become good if you utilize the right resources and you're like the right age and you have time to work on the game, basically. If you have time to work on the game and you're still relatively young, you can get very good without ever setting foot in a tournament hall. It used to be that you actually have to play actively in tournaments to get good, but the internet has completely changed all of that. I mean, I would not be shocked these days to hear players like their first tournament, they're already like playing at 2200 USCF level, let's say, because I think it's definitely possible. Okay, let's try to play Christoph. Challenge to game. Let's play 3-2 against him. We'll see if he accepts. It happens, says John, are you going to play a Nimzo throughout this tournament? Probably not. It's not really my opening. Although seeing Christoph's book and picking up a few ideas there has always been interesting. Okay, so Christoph opens with d4. Let's play knight f6. Shall we play a Benko Gambit against Christoph? Mr. Chess explained himself. Let's take that. This will be a nice little warm-up, good practice for both of us. Christoph has a narrow plus score against me in Blitz. It's been a while since we played, though, so I think we need to play like another dual commentary pretty soon. I guess this is a dual commentary of sorts, right? Let's take and play knight d7. Maybe I can work my knight into e5 or b6. Something along those lines. Okay, let's play queen b6. I'm just trying to hold up the e5 advance. That's why I put this knight here. Queen b6 might make it a little hard for him to develop. I could play queen b4. That's kind of interesting. Or queen a6, perhaps. Let's go queen a6. Just look for a queen trade. Tywin Lannister says, play a Traxler, John. Yeah, you guys want me to play sharp openings, don't you? Openings that get it popping early on. My opening repertoire is much more conservative than most players. Not much more conservative, but I definitely err on the side of solid openings when I play chess, both in Blitz and real life over the board. Robert Beard says, how many Scandinavians will we see from you this tournament, do you think? I'd say 2 to 3. No, maybe 1 to 2. It's only 7 rounds, so maybe 1 to 2. I think that's a fair amount. Okay, so I can play knight b4 and maybe try to get into the d3 square. Let's do that. So if e5, I'm going to play knight d3 and try to fork Christoph's rook and his bishop. Rook d1. Yeah, so he's covering d3. c4 is interesting here. c4 followed by knight d3. Kind of like the look of that. All right, let's try it. Also, I think I had bishop takes c3 followed by knight takes a2. That would have been good, and then I could just take that on c3. That would have simply been strong. I can still do it, but it's not quite as good now. Well, actually, bishop takes and then f6, but my knight hangs. Bishop takes c3, b takes c3, knight takes a2, bishop takes e7, rook e8, bishop takes d6, knight takes c3. And then I'm taking e4 at the end. Okay, I like the look of that. And if he plays rook d4 at the end of that line, I think I have knight b5. So let's do it this way. I mean, I think he kind of has to take here. If not, I might play f6, is the thing. So, yeah, now I was thinking this move. I'm hoping to win a pawn out of this. So take here now, attacking the rook and also e4. The point is, if rook d4, I have knight b5, forking the rook and the bishop. Kinbuz says, John's stream is 2 to 3 seconds ahead. Yeah, Christoph might be on a delay. I didn't set a delay for my stream, so mine might be marginally a bit quicker than his. All right, let's take here. So attack that bishop. Now this pawn is under attack. I could play c3 and defend it. I could also maybe play knight b6 and attack that d pawn. Knight b6 looks pretty solid. Okay, let's do that. So if d6, I'm probably going to play rook a d8 and try to get knight takes d6 going. Come over here. Christoph's a little bit up on time, 156 to 130. We're pretty close in blitz here on chess.com. Don't play a whole lot on chess.com, but we're fairly evenly matched overall in blitz, I'd say. It's an interesting position. It's blockade. Just make sure this pawn doesn't run anywhere. $225 viewers now. Awesome. Yeah, someone was wondering why I'm playing Christoph. This is just a warm-up, guys. We're not starting for another 20 minutes officially. So stay tuned. The main event is yet to come. This is just a little friendly warm-up match. I was wondering if he was going to play knight d4, because against this one, maybe rook e6 is decent. Let's go rook e6. Because now he can't put the knight on d4 and attack that rook, so at least I have that going for me. I think his best move might be to like move the rook back now and try to go knight d4. I'm up a pawn, but this is going to be kind of hard to convert, actually, because like these pawns are not super aggressive yet. He needs to get his knight doing something. I think that's key for him. I mean, maybe, yeah, actually I can probably take d6 next. If he plays the rook back, I can just take it. I thought I might have some trouble with this rook being pinned, but actually that shouldn't be bad. A dilemma he has here is that he wants to play rook d1, but he really can't quite yet. h4 is interesting. But if I take it now, so like if I take now, rook d1 is working. Let's just play h6. We're going to keep his knight out of this square. I think he's kind of struggling for moves right now, so I'm trying to play off that fact. f5 maybe? So if I take rook d1, I can also play c3. Let's play c3. Just shove the pawn a little bit more. Okay, so now if I take rook d1, c2 I have. I don't see an obvious way to improve my position, so I'm going to offer to do this. If he takes c3, I have knight b5. So I think we're looking at an endgame, yeah, with an extra pawn for me. Let's go rook d5, just centralize the rook. We're a bit low on time each, but that 2-second increment always helps, right? Let's do this. I'm trying to restrict the knight too. I'm trying to take away like e5, d4, d2. I could push the pawn up to a4 next move. That's nice. Let's just close that down. Play a4. Should I give a check? Yeah, let's give a check first. Just see where he goes with his king. Goes back. And then maybe get the rook behind the pawn. Because he can try to like jump his knight in, but I'm controlling e5, so actually he has quite a bit of trouble here. And he's going to have to go passive with his rook. I can just push that pawn. Take a2. Yeah, he can't stop it. So he's going to bring his knight over to assist. Okay. But the trouble is where? I can just do this. If knight b3, I have rook a3. This move. And he's pinned along the third rank, so I'm queening next move. All right, so one against Christoph. Nice little warm-up game right there. Yeah, he had trouble with the a-pawn at the end. It's actually kind of hard to tame, I think, because especially when I get rook a5 in. Like, once I get rook a5 in, there's not really any stopping that pawn. Unless he wants to go completely passive with his rook, like rook c2 to a2, which is probably what he has to do. So we're getting a little close on, we're about 15 minutes away from the start, so I don't think him and I are going to play any more games. But nice to play Christoph in one warm-up game. Yeah, and earlier in this one too, right here, right after we played rook bd1, I could have captured on c3, and then after b takes c3, like then play knight takes a2. That would have been the cleaner way to do it. I just didn't see that. Like, I was kind of focused on trying to get in knight d3, so that's why I played c4, like propping up the knight from coming in there. But simply taking on c3 and then grabbing this and attacking here would be fine. And if possible, I could play f6 after that, so something along the lines of like take and then take here. Let's say he defends the pawn somehow. Maybe he advances it like this, and then f6. Completely ruling out e5, and I'm up a pawn. It's a passed a pawn. c4 could be weak. This might be just winning for black, or at the very least, extremely good. Mr. Crimson X Miss says, is this round robin or single elimination? Neither, actually. It's a Swiss tournament, I believe. It's 7 rounds, Swiss-style pairings, which means you just play the person with the same score as you. So, like, take the first round. In the first round, like, if there's 20 players, like, 1 would play 11. Number 1 in rating would play number 11. 2 would play number 12. And then, based on the results in the first round, the pairings are made according to that. So, if you win in the first round, you'll probably play someone else who won. If you lost the first round, same thing. You'll play someone else who lost. And it's 7 rounds. No one gets eliminated. Everyone can play till the end. So, yep, about 15 minutes remaining. Probably not going to play any more games. Just going to kind of relax a little bit and talk with you guys in the chat. Someone said I was speaking like Yoda in that last game. C2 I have. Around the survivors, a perimeter create. Chesterboard says Hikaru on stream would be hilarious between his Hikaru looks and his blatant insults of his opponents. Yeah, I would pay good money to see a Hikaru Nakamura stream. Like an unfiltered stream, not like the Hikaru Nakamura that you see in interviews, which is like, you know, that's not really him. That's very, you know, gussied up for the cameras and whatnot. Because, yeah, Hikaru, he definitely wears his emotions on his sleeve when he plays. That's evident if you follow online chess. I've actually only played Hikaru in one serious game. It was a US Chess League game. I think it was like 2009 maybe. And I lost. But it was actually not a bad game by me. I just kind of got ground down. He had superior technique in the end. But I have played him online before. I would say if I played Hikaru in 100 bullet games, I'd be lucky to probably win like 5 maybe. Like he's that good at bullet. Winning 10 would be very good, I think. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't give myself enough credit. Because winning like 90 games out of 100 is really hard against almost anyone who's relatively close to you. But I mean, Hikaru is just in such a different stratosphere when it comes to bullet. Maybe I could win 10 games, 1 out of every 10, maybe. Counting draws, like maybe I get like 15 points or something. Doug Olson. Hey, Doug, Minnesotan guy. Can you comment briefly about your thoughts during your USCL game last night? Yeah, I tried an interesting opening. Like, let me show you guys what happened. And I'm going to post my analysis of this game probably in the next week or so. But basically, I was white, and this is against Guillermo Vasquez. This was a game in 75 game with a 30-second increment, U.S. Chess League. So I was white, and it went knight f3, knight f6, c4, e6, knight c3. Now, in the previous week, Stephen Breckenridge, a FIDE master, played d5 against me. But in this game, bishop b4 was what my opponent played, and I played g4, which is a nice little stab with the g-pawn, very characteristic of modern chess, actually. Point being, if black takes it, then we have rook g1, and when the knight moves, we're going to go after the pawn on g7. So there's that. I played this line before. Like, this isn't just like coming out of left field. Like, this is a known line. It's not so popular. It's kind of risky, but these games are unrated, and it's a team competition, but we're all in it to have fun, so I figured, like, why not play g4? And the opening, though, didn't go that great for me because my opponent castled here, and I played g5. He played knight e8. Looks like I'm kind of pushing black back here, but it's not all roses for white. I played queen c2. My opponent played, I believe, d5 at this point. This is just from memory, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it was d5, attacking my c4 pawn. Now, previously, I've gone e3 to protect the c4 pawn and also enable bishop d3, attacking h7. But this time around, I played b3, to which Vasquez responded with c5. And then here, possibly I made a mistake. I think I should actually play e3 once again, but I played bishop b2, and my opponent took on c3. And here I had a very long think, like 20 minutes, because I was trying to figure out what the game would look like based on my 3 possible recaptures. Bishop takes and queen takes are similar. On either of those recaptures, black's going to push d4 and try to block the long diagonal. And the issue that I was constantly running into in my calculations was after this, black has ceded the bishop pair, but he absolutely dominates the center. And it's kind of a dark square theme, actually. These pawns are on dark squares, and this pawn is coming up to e5, and black's going to have an absolute bind. And my bishop on b2 is going to be completely out of the game, I think, for the rest of the time. So it's going to be hitting against this wall. And even playing e3 and e5 doesn't help me. Moreover, like if ever I want to play bishop d3, I got to watch out for knight b4. So I really wanted to avoid this scenario. And indeed, when I looked at it with the computer later, it thinks this is bad for white. So I rather sheepishly played d takes c3, blocking in the bishop that I just put on this long diagonal. And then after d takes c4, I played e3, trying to gambit a pawn. Because I consider the position after d takes c4, b takes c4 to be so bad that I didn't even want to play it. I have double isolated pawns. This bishop is completely ridiculous on b2. So I tried to play e3 and gambit a pawn, and I maybe had a little bit of compensation, but it wasn't enough. And basically the gist of it, I was defending a pawn down endgame for the rest of the game, pawn down position. And I eventually saved the draw, fortunately, but I was not very happy about my opening play. But again, check out my channel coming up for an analysis of that game in depth. Axioms and Proof says the chess bras are doing shots and trying to get Van Kampen a place. That sounds like something the chess bras would do. Brain Freeze says, hi, John, best of luck tonight. Oh, I gotta join the tournament, actually. There's, in fact, a official tournament that I gotta join in on here. So let me do that before I forget. We've got 22 players in, and we're all waiting. Starts in 8 minutes. I might actually go run and use the bathroom real quick because I might not have a chance when the tournament starts. So I'll be right back, guys, and then we'll get ready to play. So be right back. All right. Hello, guys. Getting ready for this. We have 245 viewers. That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for showing up. Really appreciate it. Anton Squareby says, let's play some John Bartholomew trivia. Who was the first person that John lost a Lichess tourney to? That's really interesting. I'm going to say it's YB Mad, actually. Or maybe someone a little lower rated. Because YB Mad was playing for a while at the beginning of my Lichess tournament experiences, but then he kind of like closed his account or something. You can't leave us in suspense, Anton. You're going to have to tell us now. Someone said Star Thanatos. Yeah, I completely forgot about that player. Pastime says 371 viewers over on Chessbra stream. Yeah, he's got quite a following over there. I think he's got about 3,200 followers on Twitch, something like that. Well, I'm in the tournament now, just waiting for it to start. It starts in 5 minutes. There's a little action going on in the chat, which I assume if you guys click on that tournament, you can probably see. Everyone's posting like links to their stream and such. I should probably post a link to my stream too. Hutch has 1,400 viewers. Is that correct? Yeah, no one's going to get close to that. 1,400 viewers is massive. Like I said, that's probably more than everyone else combined. So I think he's got the viewership prize like wrapped up. Nick likes games. Oh, hello to you, Nick. I know you. John, will you watch Pawn Sacrifice when it comes out? Yeah, definitely. I don't know if it's coming out in theaters or not. I mean, if it comes out in theaters, for sure. Otherwise, I might have to wait a while to watch it. I'll just watch that out of curiosity. I mean, you kind of have to suspend your disbelief when you're watching chess movies, even ones that are kind of a little more serious like that, like a profile on Bobby Fischer. Because if you try to examine it from the standpoint of a serious tournament player like me, you're just going to be frustrated when you're watching it. But I'll watch it just because it's a chess movie and it seems interesting. Tobey Maguire's in it, relatively famous actor. And if you guys want to try to get to the tournament, if you click on the tournaments tab in live chess on chess.com, you'll see it. It'll be chess.com streamers challenge. So you should be able to like follow the standings and see who's playing. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 grandmasters in. 1, 2, 3, 4 IMs, an FM, and then a bunch of other players too. Yeah, some players. There's even one player as low as 457, so 457 rated. So there's literally players of all ratings in this tournament. I think the only stipulation is that you do have to have given chess.com like an example of your streaming or YouTube stuff, because they want people in who are actually going to be streaming the tournament. I assume Grandmaster Sultan of Kings is John Ludwig Hammer. Pretty sure that's him. My friend Keaton Kiera, International Master Keaton Kiera, who is originally from Nebraska, now lives in California, and was actually my roommate in college. He is challenging me right now. He said he was going to kick my butt on stream, but unfortunately, Keaton, you got in your challenge too late. The tournament is like about to start in 2 minutes, so I cannot accept your challenge. 24 Gaming says, John, what's the story with the giant king behind you? Yeah, I won that in a tournament. I won it in the Minnesota Open, which is like our state annual open. And it was a prize for the first place finisher in the open section. And it was cool because the other finishers in the lower sections, so if you got first place in like the under 1800 section, you got like a queen trophy. There were like knights and bishops and rooks and pawn trophies as well. So like the little beginner section with like the young kids, they got pawn trophies. Cat Rocket Moose says, man, I'm genuinely hyped for this. Me too. I'm pumped up. I'm going to start drinking my coffee now because I'm just that excited. This is my second coffee of the day. All right, here we go. Playing Ciromer, who also follows my channel. I didn't know he was a streamer. So hello to you, Ciromer, when you watch this. He has commented on my videos before. 1624, a German player. We just dispatched one German player in Christoph. Let's see if we can handle another one. I love the Germans, though. The Germans are great people. C5, let's take here. The only time I've actually been to Germany was when I was on a layover in Munich. I was en route home to the U.S. from Slovenia. This was back in 2012. I was there for the World Youth Chess Championship, which was in Slovenia. I was there coaching as part of the U.S. team. And yeah, I was on a layover in Munich. And I was with one other guy. I was actually with Ben Feingold, I think. Yeah, Ben Feingold. And we very nearly missed our connecting flight because our flight arriving into Munich was so late. But the workers there in Munich like rushed us through the airport. They took us on this little like trolley thing, and they rushed us through the airport. And it was this gigantic like 747, which was already full of passengers departing from Munich to somewhere in the U.S., like New York or something. And they got us there like ASAP, like as soon as we were off the plane. And I was like, wow, that's that famed German efficiency in action. But I really want to go back to Germany and actually explore the country because I've never properly explored it. Going to a country on a layover does not count whatsoever. So tournament has started. If you're just joining us, this is the first round. I'm playing Ciromer. There are many players in, just eyeballing the standings, probably 25 players. I think some people joined at the end. Ciromer plays Queen A5. I could take on F6. I probably should. Yeah, let's do that and damage their pawn chain. Now I think Knight D2 is not a bad idea. Just to try to make sure Knight E4 doesn't hurt us. Yeah, this is reasonable. So if bishop takes c3, I'll take with my pawn. I'm not going to trade queens. I do not want to trade queens because I'm going to end up with double isolated c-pawns anyways. I would prefer to keep queens on the board if possible. Black has to be a bit concerned about their king. I mean, I think if they play their cards right, this should be fine for them. But overall, being up a minute and having this position, I feel pretty good. Let's just develop bishop e2. Maybe I can place the bishop on f3 and kind of look at that rook on a8 as well. Can you guys tell me what the stream lag is like? Is there any lag going on? Because that was one thing I was a bit concerned about, whether there would be lag for this. It seems pretty good for the most part. I haven't really seen anyone complain about lag or anything, but just wanted to make sure. Okay, so black is attacking c3 twice. I probably want to take that knight. Knight takes e4, f takes e4. I can't take again because then queen takes c3 check will fork my king and my rook. But I'm going to take once and then castle is what I'm going to do. No lag, a little lag, no lag at all. Cool. I was just wondering if I had to adjust my bit rate, byte rate down a little bit because that was one of the settings that YouTube was suggesting I tweak a little bit. But if there's no lag, I'm going to keep it like this. Not that I would really have the technical wherewithal to change it while I'm playing anyways, but all right, f5. We got to open this baby up, don't we? Get at his king a little bit. Let's play f3. Offer a pawn exchange. I'm going to take with the rook if he takes and try to swing that rook over to g3. Really get something going against his king. Rook f6 makes sense. Yeah, he wants to be able to block with his rook. Okay, let's go... e4 is pretty tempting right now. Yeah, let's play e4 because he can't take it because he loses his rook behind it. And I'm going to bring this rook in as backup too. So play like rook af1 and try to double on the f file and attack. He's got 45 seconds left. So I'm going to try to force Siromur to make some tough decisions very quickly here. All right, so maybe he's trying to play e5. Nevertheless, I'm going to double. If e5, I can play g3 and try to knock down that pawn on f4. Got to play g3, otherwise these pawns on e5 and f4 provide too much shelter for his king. All right, so let's put this over here. Let's take. He wants a trade. It makes sense. I can take and then play e5, looking to open up my bishop. I can also give a check here, but not sure how I feel about that. I think taking is more promising. And then playing e5. I really like the look of this. Because if b6, trying to get on the long diagonal, I have bishop f3. That's what I was thinking. So maybe now queen e4. Queen e4, bishop d7, perhaps. Nah, but then I can take on b7. So bishop d7, queen takes b7, attacking his bishop should be good. I've just got a lot more pieces in the vicinity of his king, and he still hasn't completed his development. That bishop sitting on c8, rook on a8. This is going to be tough for Siromur. Pablo says, when is the tournament starting? And how long? Pablo, this is the first round of the tournament, so 1 of 7. It just started. And it's 7 rounds. So it should last about an hour and a half, I'd predict. All right, so I can take here now. I can also take on d6, but let's just grab that pawn with tempo. This is not looking good for him. He's offering a queen trade. Yeah, I'll take that because I'm going into an ending up 2 pawns. Let's plunk this here and attack b7. Let's see if he takes my pawn here now, because he's going to get hit with bishop d5 check if he does. So now we're up 3 pawns. Ooh, and he's allowing this, and I'm going to win that bishop on d7. Okay, Siromur has resigned. Next game will start soon. There are 11 games still in progress. Let's say GG to Siromur. Appreciate you playing and also following my channel too, because like I said, Siromur has commented on my videos before and makes videos of his own. So round 1 in the books for me, at least. I won my first game. I'm just eyeing the standings right now. Not really any upsets from what I can tell. Let's watch Georg Meyer. We'll just put something up here while we wait. He's playing Snooze 2068. Yeah, black is completely winning this. Georg Meyer is up in exchange plus 2 pawns. He's got 4 pawns versus white's 2 on this wing. So yeah, this is going to be pretty easily winning. A few other games in progress, but just looking at the results, nothing unexpected whatsoever. Isaac says, have you ever played Horde Chess, John? Yeah, I have played Horde Chess a little bit. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I like it. Horde Chess is a variant where one side starts with, like, I forgot how many ranks of pawns it is. I think it's like 5 ranks of pawns, and the other side has just their normal set of pieces. And you battle it out. The Horde of pawns versus the regular set. All right, second round against Grandmaster Maxim Delugi. All right, here we go, guys. We get our first real opponent. Let's do this. Not that Sirimer wasn't a real opponent, but you guys know what I mean. All right, I'm going to play d5 against Delugi, and he's going to play a London from the looks of it. Let's play aggressive. Let's play c5. I'm going to go knight c6 next. e4. Whoa, okay. I don't know the theory in this position, which is kind of a bad thing. I would assume e6 or taking on e4 is the theory. If e6, maybe he takes b8 and then plays like e takes d5, e takes d5, bishop b5 check. Not too sure about that. Okay, let's just play this, though. I know I can take on e4, but I was really unsure about that option. So, okay, so here I can take with a pawn or the queen. Probably pawn takes is more normal. He can give us an isolated pawn by taking on c5, but overall this should be all right. This kind of resembles a exchange French now. Bishop b5, queen a5 check is not working. Knight f6, he castles, bishop e7. Okay, let's just do that. I want to get castled as quick as I can. You can take c5 now and try to drag my bishop out. If bishop e6, is he going to go knight g5? He could, but I think I actually get some decent pressure against f2, should he do that. So let's play this way. I'm going to try to focus on my development here. If he wants to go after e6 via like knight g5 or knight d4, trying to utilize the pin, then so be it. But I'm just going to castle against almost whatever he does and try to make the best of that situation. Yeah, he wants to trade the bishops. That makes perfect sense. Okay, let's swap. His rook will be perhaps a little bit of a target on the e3 square, so we'll do this. Now, if I could get d4 in, that would be perfect. Like knight c3, d4, but he's undoubtedly going to avoid that. Maybe queen b6 now, attacking d4 and also the bishop. Looks good to me. I gotta watch the clock. I'm down a minute on the clock. Delugi is a frequent streamer on ICC, the Internet Chess Club. He actually had a video that went viral where he lost to this guy named Tricky Mate. Yeah, he was a victim of a queen trap by Tricky Mate. Okay, so he can take e6 twice, but then I get knight e4 in. He does not want to allow that. So look for him to play something else, like knight c3 maybe. Knight c3 would be okay. Because then if queen takes b2, rook b1, queen a3, he has knight takes d5. Okay, so maybe bishop g4. Bishop g4, queen d2, though. Let's play here. Just reinforce e6. Trying to be mindful of that time. Okay, let's come here. Ooh, okay. This leaves c6 temporarily weak, but he can't take it because of queen takes a4. Now he might be trying to go b4 and then follow up with knight c5. Now knight takes c6 is a threat, though. If c5, he has knight b3, but then I take on b3, so that's not a problem. Okay, let's do this move. 1 minute. Feeling all right about this position, though. If I can solve the pawn structure situation, I think I'm doing pretty well. Let's take with the rook. This knight is awkward over here. There's no doubt about it. Let's jump this knight in, attack c3. Queen there, maybe rook e8. Defending that pawn. Now let's come in with our queen and attack f2. You might have to be a little bit careful. Rook f1, okay. Take here. I didn't want to play rook f8 because e6 hangs. With queen d7, I have knight f6. Holding the rook and d5. c4 maybe now? Yeah, let's go c4. So it's even material. I have a passed c-pawn. I'm down on time, though. This is a complex position. I like the pin that I have him under, but I need to figure out a way to exploit that pin. c3 would be a great move to get in if I could. Yeah, actually, it looks like I can. Because he can't take it due to the pin. Rook e4, he has queen d8. So I got to go here. I like this, guys. I like this position. Here, threatening to queen. Let's come over. Threaten the knight. I can promote, though. Promote, and I think that's winning. Yeah, we win material now. If he takes our queen, we take back. If he takes the queen with the rook, we take his queen on d2. So we're winning queen for rook. 30 seconds with increment, we should be able to get the job done. He has no checks either. So yeah, he's going to give something up. Let's come here. He might be trying to set up a fortress or whatnot. Let's play h5. Come here. Just trying to stay on f2 just to make sure he doesn't hurt us in any regard with that. Bring our king up a little bit. I mean, he's kind of frozen. He can't do anything really here. Okay, let's bring this up. Got to watch out for knight d4. Don't blunder that move. Let's back this off. Okay, I'm going to opt to trade a little bit. And then bring my king up. I just don't want him to run into any fortresses, per se. Let's bring the king up. He can't go rook a5 check, or queen covers that square. My conversion here is not looking great, but for the moment it might do. Yeah, I should have probably been able to win that somehow by keeping the knights on board. Problem for him is, what does he play here? Okay, let's give a check. And then check again. Let's give one more check. And then play g6. He could check us on a5. What's going on here? King up? Not going to do that. Come here. Come over. Yeah, like I said, my technique is definitely lacking here. Not winning this position. Let's come here. I'm going to try to grind him out from this position, but it's not super simple. Let's bring this over. 10 seconds left. Trying to put him in Zugzwang and like make him run out of king moves. Although that's difficult. This might be a draw now. At some point, I probably have to play g5. He can come back to f4 now. Not to win this game would be tragic. My king got completely cut off. All right, let's check him a little bit more. Yeah, eventually I got to play g5, but then, I mean, there's absolutely no chance. Super annoying. Okay, bring this up, I guess. Well, at least now I can maybe try to get my king over. It may not matter much, but at least my king was able to cross the equator. Yeah, this is the thing. He can just shuffle his rook. Still going to try, though, a little bit. Need to get my king past the 4th rank. It's not going to happen, though. Yeah, I'm just making moves now. We'll offer him a draw. All right, I think it was drawn. Yeah, terrible game, guys. Yeah, I really blew that one. I kind of relaxed. Oh, the other game is starting. Oh, I'm playing Simon Williams. Okay, well, this will be fun. So Simon must have lost a game. Yeah, I kind of relaxed early on when I promoted that pawn. I was like, oh, this is an easy win. But it wasn't so easy. And I definitely maybe simplified the position in a way that was poor. Trading the knights was not good. I should have kept the knights on board. I should have probably played like h6 and g5 as opposed to h5. d4. Okay, let's play d5 against Simon. This is the battle everyone's been waiting for, right? I know you guys have wanted this one. Looks like Simon might have like some connection problems. There's a little bit of lag going on. Spicy chess. Yeah, that's Simon Williams's hashtag, spicy chess. All right, let's play a semi-Slav. We'll see if he plays bishop g5 and wants to make it crazy. Against bishop g5, though, I can play like, I'm just going to play knight bd7. I could go in the Botvinnik variation, but I've seen some of Simon's games in the Botvinnik, and I know that he has pretty prodigious knowledge in that line. He seems intent on letting me take this pawn. He seems like he absolutely wants me to do it. But I'm just going to play bishop b4 and pin the knight. Castle queenside, wow. Okay, wasn't expecting that one. It's interesting. So if take queen takes knight e4, you could take d8. Let's go queen a5. Attack the knight, hit that pawn on a2. Carl Callas says, can you show tourney standings on screen? Unfortunately, I can't. I can only show the board. But if you want to check the tourney standings, just click on the tournament tab in live chess. All right, so he brings that back. I can take here now, though. Take and then take a2. If he takes with the bishop. I'm not sure this is great for him. Plays e3. I can take this one now, too. Checking doesn't do much. There's also knight e4, though. Knight e4 is interesting. Yeah, what if knight e4? Because then I take away the flight square for the king. What are you doing against this move? Take away the flight square. If he plays b3, trying to enable the bishop to defend, then I trade queens and I take on f2, forking the 2 rooks. So that's excellent. Yeah, that's probably the only move that he could do. Bishop e1. I didn't see that move, though. So I can trade queens, like do that, but I feel like I can do that whenever I want. Maybe b6? b6 looks reasonable. So trying to get our light square bishop involved. Like maybe bishop a6 to come. I think I'm just up a pawn with a good position here, but you never know. So take d2. Yeah, let's take d2. He'll probably play bishop takes. Then I was thinking this. Offering a trade of the light square bishops. If pawn takes here, probably take with a pawn. And then open the c file, like maybe get rook c8 going. Okay, so he offers a trade. He wants a trade. Any benefit to avoiding the trade? Not really. Let's just do it. So c5, if he takes here. Bishop takes f1, take e6, take g2. I want to go c5, but I do have to watch out for a couple tactics. All right, so therefore, let's drop this back. Also, rook a1 could be coming, trying to attack the bishop down that diagonal, or down that file, rather. Let's castle now. Got to be careful that the time doesn't creep up on me. That could be an issue. Okay, now let's go c5. I need to liberate this light square bishop. I need to get that piece working for me. Let's take with the bishop. Yeah, take with the bishop. He can go bishop b5, but I guess knight f6 then. Seems all right. Okay, let's take here and try to give him a isolated d-pawn. Could play e4 and make it interesting, yeah. Maybe a6 now. Or just bishop back. Bishop back, he's going to bring the rook in. All right. I still got to kind of do this, though. Rook b8, just defend the bishop. I'm up 2 pawns, but it's not super simple here. So he kind of has me in a little bit of a bind. Knight h5. Okay. Let's try to get rid of that bishop. 30 seconds remaining for me. Rook takes b7. I think he had rook takes b7 right there. He didn't see it. Or maybe not. Nevertheless, I gotta hurry. Okay, let's come here. We try to get in knight d5 ideas. Also, I'm attacking g2. 23 seconds left. Gotta hurry. Let's play a6. Just get the bishop out of there. Bishop all the way back. Okay, knight d5. Attack this. Well, at least now I'm solid. Ooh, what was that? That was an outright blunder by him. I don't know what he was thinking there. Check. Okay, now we're totally winning. Rook takes d4, just handed me the game. Hey, he's got nothing now. Start gathering these pawns. Wowee. Yeah, I don't know what happened there, guys. A Ginger GM blow up, that's what that was. Okay, take. Let's just advance this pawn. Yeah, and he resigned. Ooh, what happened right there? Let's go back and take a look at that. Because I was up 2 pawns, right? But, you know, Simon had me under some pressure. Like right around here. Like his rook is on the 7th rank. It's controlling territory. Bishop f4 kind of eyes my rook on b8. So I played knight h5, attacking the bishop. He goes bishop d6. I play rook over, e5. Did he miss rook? Oh, no, he didn't miss rook takes b7. Rook takes b7, I can just take back with my rook. I was thinking I'd have to take on d6 after rook takes b7, and then he could take my rook, but that's obviously not forced. So the game went e5, knight f4, here, 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 here. You know, backward knight moves are tricky, so I assume he just completely overlooked, he completely overlooked the fact that this rook was hanging. Backward knight moves are like the most commonly overlooked moves in chess. So not seeing how a knight could attack backward. Trying to catch up on chat. Brian Sidor says, love the channel, John. I like that you're streaming on YouTube too. Yeah, it's a lot of fun doing this streaming stuff. And we're up to 425 viewers right now. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you've never seen my stuff before, I appreciate any subscriptions or whatnot. Also, I should just mention that in the past couple of weeks, people have asked if they can support my channel in any way. I have a donation link on my video description on this video. Also, there's a link, it's a PayPal donate link on my main channel too, if you click on like the About Me section. So I just thought I'd say that because people have been asking. Yeah, so I've got 2.5 out of 3, and it looks like we're going to be right in the mix here. There's still a few games in action. I see the GMs are playing each other. Let's take a look at this game. This is Meyer versus Lenderman. So Meyer's up, what, 2 pawns? But queen endings are always tricky because of the possibilities of perpetual checks. So these guys are just kind of going back and forth, checking each other around. Let's check on, I'm going to open several different tabs. Kempsey, that's Robin van Kampen versus Sultan of Kings, who is John Ludwig Hammer. This looks winning for black, doesn't it? Bishop takes h2. Unless this d-pawn's a bother. Oh, but he can take it right now. Whoa, you're going to let that d-pawn run? Oh, but f3 check. f3 check. And then bishop takes d6 after that, or bishop e5 maybe? Not a lot of time left for Hammer. He's got to move. He's going to go bishop h4 and try to stop the pawn. Ooh, okay. Black is queening right before white. I missed that h2 pawn. Yeah, white doesn't have the king coming over. Wow. Okay, so Hammer's going to win. Kempsey is running out. This was round 3 of 7 for those of you who just joined. So we're 3 rounds into this thing. I have 2.5 out of 3, so I'm going to be in good shape. I'm almost certainly playing a GM. Sam Raymer says, how much is a recommended donation? Yeah, it's whatever you want, and it's completely optional. I just thought I would mention it because people have asked, and I know some people out there do like to support people who produce content on their own time. This is like completely volunteer project for me, and I appreciate anything you guys choose to donate, whether it's $0 and just hey, thanks for the content, or if you send me something on PayPal too, anything is appreciated. So. Pato Mark says, dude, I've become a huge fan over the recent weeks. You're a legend and a great addition to our little streaming family. Okay, I don't know if I'm a legend. I'm just a guy who really has a passion for chess, and I like making videos and sharing that. I said earlier in this stream, like, chess has really provided me with a lot of opportunities in life, and I kind of view this channel as a way to share that with other people. Like, I want people to get drawn into chess the way I was when I was younger. And the great thing about chess is you can do that at any point in your life. I'm going to play d4. I'm playing Robin van Kampen. I must have got, I must be the lowest 2.5 because I'm getting paired down to him. Okay, so van Kampen is a big King's Indian expert from what I understand. I'm just going to try to play a line that's familiar to me. I'm going to play the same-ish variation, f3 and knight ge2. c5, yeah, so here d5 is normal. Usually they play e6 here after, trying to undermine the center. It's hard to play against a player, especially a GM, who is theoretically like very strong because, I mean, they're going to be solid in any line you throw at them. This is a standard move, a4, restricting black, trying to prevent b5. h5, yeah, they're trying to chase my knight away. I'm going to come here, though. And often black has been playing this early queen e8 move. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see that. Yep, queen e8, there he goes. I faced this in a tournament game recently against Georgi Margvelashvili at a tournament in Ohio. Queen d2. I'm gonna try to play by analogy with that game and just see how it goes. This bishop really belongs on e2, so let's put it there. Now, in that game, I kept the dark square bishops, but I think it's actually better to trade them. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to trade those dark square bishops. Ludwig Hammer and Georg Meyer are playing right now. Those guys must be two of the top. They probably are on perfect scores each. Okay, so let's take... Actually, did I trade the dark square bishops? I might have traded the dark square bishops in that game, actually, that I'm thinking of. Regardless, let's take here and then play knight f1. Now queen e5 is decent for black. Trying to influence the squares. But if I can play knight e3 and then maybe get my knight into c4, that would be interesting. f5, I might play knight e3 anyways. Or take first, but taking... I'm not sure about taking. Okay, is knight e3, f4 at all a concern? I can play knight c4 then, attacking d6. They can defend it with a move like queen e7. I somehow feel like I might be setting myself up for trouble on the dark squares in that case, unless I can play g3 or something like that. Okay, I'm just going to do it. It's hard to sit there assessing the ramifications of one move, especially when it's not even like a particularly forcing move. You just got to make practical decisions in blitz. I see that Von Kampen is, he's got the Canadian flag. So this is one of the chess bras. Chess bras are Eric Hansen, Amon Hambleton. Those two guys are Canadian, and Robin Van Kampen, who's from the Netherlands. Okay, I was going to go here. This is my intention against this move. Trying to attack d6. And I think he's going to take a timeout and like play queen e7 or something. And then I'm thinking g3. Like try to open it up. Yeah, I think I almost have to play g3. If e5, just knight takes e5. Yeah, let's do that. So g3. It's nice that he can't play b5 because I take and there's this pin down the file. So I'm strictly trying to rip open the position right here. Time-wise, we're doing better this game. Pablo says also Lafong and some other guys. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Lafong is another chess bra. Brian Murphy says, oh boy, it's going to get tactical. I think so. I do think so. I think Von Kampen is thinking of ways to try to stop me from opening lines against his king, but there's not a whole lot of options. I mean, he can play g5, but g5, I'm taking one of the pawns, and the g file inevitably is getting opened. So I'm hoping I get a free shot at his king, basically. I'm hoping I get to castle and play rook g1 check, and the whole shebang, just open it up. Maybe queen f8 is possible. Queen f8, pawn takes, rook takes f4. His queen is still defending here. Still, though, I mean, I can play rook g1 and just look to attack his king. He's spending a lot of time right here. Moreover, I can also take on h4, so he does play that move. e5 is interesting, too. Nah, I better take this one. I think this is the better pawn to take. Let's bring this over. I'm going to try to play my time advantage, use my time advantage. Rook b8. He wants b5. e5? Nah, e5's not doing much. I could play a5. I want to move this knight so I can have queen c3 ideas, but e5 is kind of the only way to do it. Well, I could play knight to d1. But still, he's getting that b5 move in. What to do? Maybe knight e3, trying to go knight f5? It's possible. He has knight e5, though, against that. All right, I'm just going to play this because I'm kind of unsure how to proceed. Yeah, queen f6. He's setting up for a clamp with knight e5. That's the move he wants to play next. Rook takes g6 doesn't work. Bishop d3, hangs f3. Castle, knight e5. Take. Gotta watch my time. Okay, we're castling. Having a hard time figuring out what to do here. Okay, take. Takes with the queen. Let's come over with this knight. I'm going to try to put it in on b6. Because that stops b5. I mean, at least I can try to slow him down. I mean, I think I still might have something on the g file, but it's not clear to me at the moment what to do there, so I'm trying to postpone a decision with that. Maybe queen c3 in the future looking to trade. Okay, let's play rook over, just defending this f3 pawn. I missed that move. Okay, let's come here. Try to make the best of it when he does this. Let's come in with rook g5. This is definitely not going the way I would have liked, though. Let's play rook or a knight in here. Maybe I can go after this pawn. Or maybe rook g1. Okay, we're going to try this. My d pawn is dangerous, I would think. But so is his h pawn. That's the problem. Let's come here. I'm going to go attack that rook again, just see. Yeah, this is bad. This is quite bad. You could push that h-pawn, though. I'm going to have a hard time stopping that. I'm going to try to go b5 and a6, but it might be too little too late. He's got 3 pawns. He's got 2 extra pawns compared to me. a7, okay. These pawns are rolling. g3 is possible now. Or that. Can't play g2 for the moment, but he's going to move his king. Get something going there. Yeah, rook a8, that's good enough in this position. Yeah, this is losing. I'm going to try a last-ditch attempt, but there's nothing. Just g2 is fine. Okay, we'll come here. You just queen, though. Okay. So we suffer our first loss of the tournament. So sad. Yeah. He really turned on the pressure. That was kind of deceptive because he was so slow at the beginning, but then he really turned on the heat in the middle game. The position I had a hard time figuring out what to do was right around here after rook takes f4. Because I feel like my position's good, but I couldn't find a way through. Like, this rook on f4, he basically has a dark square blockade. You know, the rook is defended by the queen, and I'm attacking d6, but that queen does such a good job of defending both points. If I could deflect the queen, that would be awesome, but I just don't see a good way to do that. Maybe I need something faster against this g-pawn, I don't know. Rook g1, a5. Even this was probably reasonable. I think maybe knight a4, I'm starting to drift a little bit. Black just seems to have good command of the position right here. The chess pros are going crazy. Matt Jensen says. Hello to you, Matt, by the way. Well, it was an interesting game. Gave it a good fight. We're still going to be, you know, in the hunt for prizes. I have 2.5 through 4 rounds. It's not bad. 3 rounds remaining. If I can go on a little run, maybe I'll be right up there. Top 5 was my goal, so we'll see. Yeah, otherwise, I think the opening actually turned out well. Like I said, this queen e8 move at the beginning is a bit trendy lately. So move 11, queen e8. It avoids this pin, and often this queen like makes an appearance on e5. So Mark Nagy Minichiski says, "Love your channel, man. You helped me improve from 1300 to 1700. Thanks a lot." Cool. Yeah. I don't know what videos you've been watching, but for those of you guys who are new to my channel, some of the more popular series is Chess Fundamentals. It's a 3-part series just talking about fundamental chess concepts that apply to pretty much the lowest rating rungs, but everybody thereafter too. It's kind of the things that I think you should bear in mind as a beginning player. So if you haven't checked those out, you might want to. Also, I have a recent series called Climbing the Rating Ladder, where I start playing players under 1,000 and work my way up the rating ladder. Currently, I just did a video on players 1,800 to 2,000. So every 200 points, I move up and I play people at that level. So that's been really interesting. Just trying to answer any other questions before this next round kicks off. Let's open a game or two and just so we can watch. There's only one game remaining. Shahmat Kanal versus Greg Shahadi. Greg has a 1-pawn advantage in a knight endgame. High likelihood for a draw in knight endgames. Cat Rocket Moo says the rating ladder series is excellent. Cool, glad you think that. Yeah. I think there's maybe not enough content on YouTube for beginning players. Like there's a lot of content geared towards like tournament and competitive players. And I also have that sort of content as well with my standard games, my blitz games with commentary, that sort of thing. And I do hope to do some higher level instructional videos in the future. But I kind of made those series, Chess Fundamentals and Climbing the Rating Ladder, for just your everyday chess players who are looking to get better, because there's a lot of them out there. I know because I coach chess for a living, and you wouldn't believe the amount of messages I get from people who are just casual chess fans, just got interested in it, just in playing with friends or watching videos online. Like I've had people contact me for lessons who like purely get into chess just because they came across some video on YouTube that they saw. And there should be instructional content out there geared towards that type of player who's just getting their feet wet in chess. Because it's kind of daunting. I mean, when you first join chess and just how many resources there are out there, some of them good, some of them not so good. And wading through all of that is a huge struggle sometimes. So that's why I made that series. I wanted to try to cater to that. Super Anonymity says, "John, will you ever review games from the recent chess tournaments, like the World Cup going on right now?" Yeah, maybe. I haven't done a whole lot of that for a couple reasons. One, it's very time consuming, and I make these videos in my free time, and I try to do the best and do the types of videos I want to do with that time. The other main reason is like whenever a big tournament happens, like take the Sinquefield Cup for instance that just occurred. You've got within about 24 hours of a big game, like say for instance that game So versus Nakamura from the Sinquefield Cup, where Nakamura won a beautiful game. Hikaru played a gem of a King's Indian and completely annihilated Wesley So. So a game like that will get commented like 4 or 5 times by main YouTube commenters. Like in this case, there were like Chess Explained, Chess Network, Simon Williams. Basically, like everyone's doing the same games. And I could do that too. I mean, it's interesting to commentate top games, but I don't want to like repeat stuff that people are already doing a good job with. And I think with commentary of top level games, and you've got Chess 24 too, which like basically Jan Gustafsson's job, it seems, is to commentate top level games basically. Whoa, what's going? Oh, I thought Greg was going to get mated for a second. I thought Knight F4 mate was coming, so he had to play G5 to escape that. Knight F4, Knight F6 mate. This is a definite draw now, assuming Shahmat Kanal doesn't blow it. But that's kind of where I stand with top level games and tournaments. It's like I think people already do such a good job with it. I don't want to like inundate the viewers with the same material. Matthew Paternoster says, "John, will you play a match against King's Crusher like you did Chess Explained?" Actually, King's Crusher and I have played a match before. If you search my channel, you go into my channel and just type in the search bar King's Crusher. Him and I have played a bullet match before. Um, it wasn't formally arranged. I kind of just challenged him while he was streaming one day, and we played a bunch of games. I would like to play more of the mainstream YouTubers who are around my level. King's Crusher could be interesting, but it's more competitive for me to play a guy like Christoph or Greg Shahadi or Simon Williams. Those are the guys I'd be most interested in doing matches with. Isaac says, John, can you do more lower rated spectating like Chess Fundamentals 3? That's a suggestion I've got a few times, like doing a video where I commentate on low rated games either as they happen or afterwards. So that's also interesting, yeah. Wow, Black won this. Amazing. Greg found a way to win. He's going to queen that G-pawn. How did that happen? Just want to go back and see. I think it's over, but somehow he was able to milk that. Keeps jumping back to the current position. But yeah, somehow he was able to milk that advantage into a win. They moved around for about 1 billion moves, and then finally Black played G5, and all White's got to do is sacrifice the knight for the pawn, but it proved more difficult for him. Wow. Okay, that was definitely the last game, so this is going to start right away. John Ludwig Hammer has 4 out of 4. Delugi has 3 out of 4. Hammer is leading by a full point. And then there's a bunch of us at 3 and 2.5. And a bunch of people at 2. All right, Shamat Kanal from Russia. Let's play d4. Another d4 game. Nimzo Indian once again. Okay, I'll play that. Nope. Queen's Gambit decline instead. This player looks pretty strong. Apparently they're untitled. Knight takes d5 is a common trap. Do not play that move. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop takes d8, bishop b4 check. I'm just playing my usual stuff. Let's play knight ge2. I've had a lot of games in this line recently for some reason. It's castle. Knight e4 is most common now. Trying to induce trades. I'm probably going to try for a minority attack, but I might go f3, e4, depending upon what they do. If they play knight e4, I was actually just looking at this with a student yesterday. I think b4 is the move. b4, you can get a jump start on this minority attack, because if queen takes b4, I can take on e4. It's only defended twice by them after queen takes b4. Yeah, so now I can do this. So it's equal material, but I think this is kind of a nice position for White, personally. I've got 2 center pawns. They have a majority on the queen side, but sometimes that majority is like difficult to advance. So we'll see what they do. Someone's asking me about GM norms and the GM title. Yeah, so I'm an international master, which is like the second highest title in chess. Grandmaster is the highest one. And to become a Grandmaster, you need to be over 2,500 FIDE. FIDE is the international rating system, international rating organization. And you need to have 3 what they call GM norms, which are basically performances of a very high caliber. You have to have a performance rating of 2,600 or higher, along with some other requirements to score GM norms. And I have 1 of those, so I need 2 more to have the 3 total. Plus, I need a 2,500 rating. Right now, my rating is about 2448 FIDE. So I need about 50 points plus 2 more norms. Achieving Grandmaster is like the lifelong goal of any chess player. So I definitely am not going to claim that I don't want to become a Grandmaster, but it's tough because playing 9-round tournaments, first of all, they're kind of few and far between. You usually have to travel for them. And you need to study up and really make sure you're on your game if you're going to hope to score a GM norm. Okay, so here I've got some pressure on these pawns. Think about knight c3, and then if bishop e6, knight a4, trying to come into c5. That seems like a good plan. I could also just play something flexible, like Well, let's play rook fc1 actually first. Just going to see what he does against that. I want to see where he puts this bishop before I make a move with my knight. Like maybe if bishop e6, I want to play knight f4. That could be something. Plays bishop g4. Probably knight c3. Yeah, let's go knight c3. Yeah, so the plan is knight a4 and try to get into c5. Maybe utilize my outpost there somehow. g6, bishop takes, pawn takes, take, queen g7 is nothing. g6 is kind of a strange move, though. If knight a4, is he going to play bishop? Okay, let's just go here. I think this is all right. This is a decent plan. Maybe queen a5, but also knight c5 is looking good, too. James Clark says, learning Russian makes you better at everything. I don't know how that conversation came up, but yeah, I feel like if I knew Russian, I would just instantly become a GM. Like 50 points would be added to my rating ASAP. I would get all my norms. You definitely get more respect in the chess world at your average tournament if you speak Russian. Okay, so here, queen c5 or knight c5, just looking at pressure. Queen c5 is pretty decent. If knight c5, they can play b6 and try to back me off. So I'm going to go queen c5, looking for a trade. a7 is also weak, so I'm attacking that pawn. I do wonder if like I could actually take that pawn on a7, if allowed. I'm a little uncertain about that. Yeah, John Ludwig Hammer, I'm just looking at the standings right now. He's kind of running away with this one. There's quite a few people in second place, though, with 3 out of 4, so there's a lot of question marks remaining. Maybe bishop c4 now. Yeah, let's kick that queen away. Just ask where it's going to go. If queen e4, I can play knight c3, and then I might be able to take that pawn on a7. Yeah. There's also f3, but he takes on e3 then. So I have this move, though. This is a nice idea. And notice I haven't had to weaken any of my pawns. That's quite nice for me. I haven't had to do any weakening pawn moves. So it's hard for him to sink his teeth into my king side. He kind of has to play queen e7 or queen f5 now. Okay, so I can just take a7. I don't see a reason not to. And now there's nothing going on the a file. Like if rook a8, I can just take b7, in fact. So I've won a pawn here. This is looking good. Bishop f5. Probably just rook b2. I don't want to be too careful here, but I like my position. This looks kind of like a random stab. I mean, he's kind of threatening to take here. Maybe he's trying to go queen h4 as well. Queen c5 offering a trade. He'll play queen h4. h3. It's not a big deal. Yeah, let's go queen c5. Pre-move this capture, though I doubt he does it. Actually, here, maybe queen d6 is decent. Queen d6 trying to defend g3 that way, or f2 that way. Also, it takes a look at his rook on b8 as well. So I'm going to try to play queen back to g3 for defense. I'm just trying to consolidate my extra pawn right now. He's pretty low on time as well. Whoa, what's up with that? Don't think that's a good move, but I could understand why he would make it. Actually, if he takes here, can I just take b8? If rook e1, we trade, I have bishop f1 at the end. Yeah, I think I can do that. Rook e1, take, bishop f1. Yeah, he's running out of gas there. Yes, queen takes d4 here. He found it. With his flag almost hanging. Don't think that should be enough, but I'm going to have to give up some material, it seems. Okay, let's just bring this back. Queen f4 I can always play for defensive measures. Maybe g4 coming up. Let's come here. Yeah, try to force a queen trade. Yeah, this is totally winning now. Get rook takes f7 in. All right, so we win. I'm sitting on 3.5 through, what, 5 rounds after that? So I'm +2. Some games in progress still. Dlugi versus Sultan of Kings, which is Ludwig Hammer. This is the top game, so let's take a look at it. Ooh, white looks to be winning this one. Yeah, Dlugi's just up an exchange plus a pawn. I'm just taking a look at it, chat. Yeah, thanks, guys. I thought I played a pretty good game there in that one. That was pretty smooth. Some people are... There's one guy spamming the chat. Sorry, we have to... I have to block you if you keep spamming the chat. That's not cool for everyone. Everyone has been very good, though, in the chat. Most people are cool, just looking to have a good time and relax. But, yeah, you can't just, like, type the same message over and over again in the chat. That's not fun. So just waiting on the result of a couple games so we can play the next one. I'm going to be right back once again. Just taking a really quick break. Be right back. Okay. Wow, so Maxim Dlugi won that game against John Ludwig Hammer, so that completely opens up the tournament, according to what I see in the standings. There are several players on 4 out of 5. John Ludwig Hammer, Dlugi, Greg Shahadi has 4 out of 5, Alexander Lenderman. I'm following with 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, this looks very interesting, in fact, from here. See if there's any other games in progress. There must be at least a game or two going on. Nope, looks like all the games are done. Yeah, so 4 players on 4 out of 5. 2 rounds remaining. Ooh, I'm playing Greg Shahadi. Okay, so I'm actually getting some streamers. Already this video, we've seen games against Christoph, against Simon Williams, against Greg. So mainstream guys that you know on YouTube. All right, Greg. It's Scandy time, guys. Team Scandy, let's do it. You guys were waiting for this. I said that I'd probably get a Scandy or two in this tournament. I'm playing the Queen D8 line, the solid line. I'm actually getting paired up to Greg, rating-wise. So I'm just going to play a system with Knight F6 and Bishop out to G4. Yeah, this is a little more dynamic than playing Bishop F5. So Greg's having a good tournament. 4 out of 5 is pretty good. He's hanging right there with the GMs. He's tied for first. If he beats me in this game, I mean, he's in a position to win the Streamers Challenge. But, of course, I'm not going to let that happen. The buck stops here, Greg. Knight D5, maybe? Just looking to attack not only the bishop, but also the knight. I think this is fine. This knight is... His bishop's kind of lacking some squares, so this seems reasonable. I mean, if I win, I get up to 4.5 out of 6. That's pretty good. I might be able to sneak in there for a prize. It's going to boil down to the final round. I'm taking this way. I really want to win this game. A draw doesn't really do much for me, but a win would help propel me. Takes with the bishop, makes sense. Let's play rook c8. Kind of looking at that pawn on c2. He's probably going to, yeah, try to put it on d4. Let's bring this bishop back. It's not really doing anything on that other diagonal anymore. Maybe I can go b5, b4, like initiate a little minority attack. I can play b5 right away. Do I want to, though? Can also play just bishop f6 or bishop d6. Let's play bishop d6 and see how he reacts. Just want to see how he feels about a swap of bishops. His bishop's fairly well placed on e5, so let's see what he does. Okay, so now I'm kind of getting the position I was looking for. So let's go ahead and play b5. I'm going to try to go a5, b4, little minority attack idea. For that reason, let's play this rook over. Probably put this one on c8. All right, let's just take this. I mean, a trade of bishops is kind of inevitable, I think. Let's play a5. So my plan is just rook f c8 and b4, basically. I want to see if he'll actually play b4 himself. That creates some weaknesses in his position, so I don't know how willing he is to do that. I can play b4 right away. Can also hold off on it. I'm going to come here, though. Let's just do that. If h5, I'll play h6. Put a stop to his play over there. So b4, ab, ab, rook a6. Gets a little bit of play. Nothing much, though. All right, it's now or never. Let's do it. I mean, I could try to build up a little bit for this move, but my rooks are in optimal positions. The only thing that maybe I would like to improve is have my king better protected on the back rank. See, now I was thinking of coming here and attacking this pawn. Maybe queen d3 if I want to swap the queens. I have quite a bit of experience in this pawn structure, so playing against the pawn that has been weakened as a result of the minority attack. And the minority attack, for those who don't know, is just basically using less pawns to attack more. So by playing this whole plan with b5, b4, I've created a weakness on c3. Like, once we trade, this pawn will probably be isolated, is the thing. If rook c1, I might play queen c4, is what I'm thinking. I could also take, but he might take with his rook then. Queen b7 is possible too. Queen c4, take, take. Not entirely sure if I want to keep queens on or off the board right now. I think I'm going to trade, though, because that, I believe, will help me attack c3. I could bring about more pressure on that square. I wonder if he can trade and then play b3. And then rook takes c3, rook takes c3, b takes c3, rook c6. That would be interesting. I still think I have an advantage in that position, but that might be the best way of playing for white. We'll see if he finds b3. b3, rook takes c3, rook takes c3, b takes c3, rook c6. And unfortunately, I haven't created Luft for my king, so I can't do anything in that regard. Maybe h5. I might just want to put a stop to his play on the back rank. I could take, but taking, he takes with a b pawn. I want to take when I'm at a moment when my king is not weak on the back rank. I love endgames. I'm pretty good at endgames, so I always love playing them. Yeah, now he's tied down. Let's bring our king up a little bit. I'm going to try to walk my king in, maybe utilize this route, h7 through f1. So take, pawn takes, rook b3. He's going to play rook c1. Okay, let's bring this up a little bit more. All right, I'm going to take. And I'll play this way. Maybe king d3, though. I don't know. I maybe should have played this a little bit different. Because king f5, he can invade with rook a7 now. Okay, let's try king f5. Just stay solid. Time could be a factor, so I want to hurry. He has rook a7, though. Yeah, this is going to force me backwards a little bit. But maybe I can play rook b1, if allowed. Let's do this. Let's just guard that 7th rank. I mean, he's still pinned on the c3 pawn, so I think I have time. Let's play f6. I want to go here. Great play. Because now, like, d4 becomes a thing. Pawn d4. Playing aggressively. Yeah, I want to go pawn d4 soon. Not sure he should have played passively like that with rook g1. So if g4 check, I'm going to play king f4. Is the plan. And then like g takes h5, d4. And he kind of senses the issue. So d4 take, rook takes. Let's come here. Just not sure about that pawn push yet. I'm going to try to do it at a slightly better time. He has rook f1 now, though. Okay, now let's do this. And then I'm going to do it this way. Go after that pawn on g3. Maybe we can do this. Okay, now I think I should take here. Because this e-pawn I have in my sights. I can take that virtually whenever I want. So let's put a stop to that. Now we come here. He can bring his king up. Ooh, he traded? Wow. I do not think he should have done that. Now we're going to win. King into f4. Yeah, we're going to go win that pawn. And this is a total win. Because we're going to squeeze his king out. Wow, he had king d3, though. He didn't have to do that. He could have totally played like a different king move. Yeah, king d3 was the move he could have played. And that would have worked out. All right, so we take down Greg Shahade. All right. So, yeah, thank you. Ryan Murphy says, nice technique. Thank you, guys. This is the last round. Ooh, we're playing Sultan of Kings. Is this for all the marbles? All right, this is what the Streamers Challenge is all about, getting in a good position to do some damage in the final round. Oh, it's Scandi time once again. You know this. I saw Ludwig Hammer play the Scandinavian in his first stream he was doing just as practice, but we know he hasn't faced this line before. All right, so bishop c4, I got to be accurate here. I think it's knight f6. Yeah, knight f3. And now I want to play a6 and try to get b5 in. See what he does about that. So yeah, let's make this advance. Let's play e6 now. Just to blunt that bishop, basically. Push this pawn. Knight goes all the way back to b1. Okay. Now I'm just looking to complete my development. Nothing else. Bishop d6 or bishop e7. Let's put the bishop on e7. Block the e-file a little bit. He's going to be trying to stick his knight in on c4, I believe. But I can bring my knight to c5 and attack that bishop on b3. So that should balance it out a little bit. So if I play knight c5, are you going to play bishop c4, or what are you going to do? All right, I'm going to wait on that decision. Getting a lot of love in the chat. Really appreciate it. We're up to 470 viewers. I should just check the standings just so I know what's going on. Bishop c4. I can play c5. Knight d5 is also possible. Bishop d6, just repositioning. Actually, I kind of like bishop d6. I'm going to do that. So that way, if like knight b3, like maybe I can take and then play knight e5 and go after that light square bishop. This strikes me as kind of a subtle position. I'm going to come here, just do what he does. Maybe he'll play b3 and try to fianchetto the dark square bishop. Yeah, I'm in second place. So Sultan has 5 out of 6, and I have 4.5 out of 6, and there's a bunch of people with 4. So this is critical. Okay, let's play c5. Queen c7. Attack h2. I'm threatening bishop takes f3, bishop takes h2. Okay, so here's where I could do the aforementioned take. So he's like giving me a pawn right now. Take, queen takes, take h2, king h1, drop the bishop back. I don't see any particular compensation he has there. Let's do that. Oh, I played the wrong move. I meant to play bishop takes h2. Okay, this move's also not bad, but clearly I meant to do a different move. Nerves are getting to me, guys. I'm still doing my best, but I had that capture. Knight eg4. Not sure about that. Might just want to drop this knight back. Yeah, let's play it like this. I'm still going to try to take this bishop. At least his rook has to stay tied to the a-pawn. Got to watch that time. I really need to move fast. Okay. Let's come here. Look to get a trade in. Swap the bishops. He's a little tied down to that pawn, like I said. I mean, c4 will be a nice square, but I also have this square for my knight. Let's just come here. Get out of the pin. Takes, okay. Knight into c4. I feel like I need to reposition this knight. e6 is a little weak. I got to watch that square. But overall, I feel okay. I mean, knight d4 coming. Okay, rook d5 perhaps. Oh, rook d5, knight b6. Don't play that move. Let's play rook b8 first. Under a minute. Hammer's playing really quickly. He's trying to apply the pressure. Let's come over here. Maybe rook g5. Let's play h6, rook g5. Once again, try to prop that up. Full concentration. For all the glory, all the marbles. Leave it all on the field. All those cliches. Okay, let's go rook g5. I don't see the point of knight b6. It's really nice that this knight attacks c2 constantly. Ooh, knight f5 is a threat. If he takes, I have the capture on g2. Can I do that? That's a cool move. And then I take g4 after that. Let me just make sure. Yeah, this looks good. And take here. All right, so we've won a pawn. It's not over by any means. Knight d5 maybe next, or knight back to f5, and we could just do that too. I like our knight, so I'm going to retain it. I think that d4 square is like perfect. It's just an excellent square right there. Let's come over with the rook. 40 seconds remaining. All right, knight d4. Yeah, looks good. This pawn moves, knight f3 check is devastating. Okay. Let's get queen d5 going. Queen back to f2. Let's bring this over. Just trying to probe right now. Just looking to try to hit some of these weak spots in this position. g5 maybe. Okay, let's try that. g5, rook e5, take f4. He takes c5, I take c2. Then maybe I can even go after b3 in that case. This is kind of a risky move to make, but with the time situation, I want to try to get something going. I mean, I could wait, but rook e5 was coming. I wasn't sure about f6. If he takes, I can trade f2, take, and if ever this move, I have rook d5. I can't play rook d5 right now with the queen there because knight e3. All right, 20 seconds for him. He's got to move. $14, $13. Plays the knight back. Okay. Let's bring this up. I think f5 coming is very helpful for me. Advance these pawns. Got to do it. Let's get the king up. I'm not going to let him trade knights. He wants knight f3, clearly. Let's come here. d3 is weak. Okay. Let's just take. Okay. Let's say, let's go here. Let's give it a check. Just repeat, gain a little time. E5, try to go f4. Let's do this. Got to do something. Attack the knight. Ooh, got to come here. There he was forking me, knight c5. He's trying to eliminate my last pawns. If king takes g4, I have rook d4. That's crucial. Unfortunately, I think this is looking like a draw. Let's come back. Gotta hurry. Oh no! Oh no, I have knight d7. Knight d7. That's like still a draw, but I thought I blew the whole game right there. What's he gonna do? Oops, knight d7, go take that guy. Yeah, that's gonna be a draw. Wow. Yeah, let's just take. Wow. Man, I was so close to winning that. Wow. Good game. Good game to Ludwig Hammer. He held out there at the end. I think he squeezed out. Him and Georg Meyer tied for first, 5.5 out of 7. Wow, very close. Yeah. Well, at least I didn't blow it with knight h6. But yeah, I really felt like I was outplaying him for the majority of that game, especially in the end game. Wow, that really came down to the wire. Somewhere right around here. I mean, I'm up 2 pawns, but my knight's kind of sidelined, so it was weird. I mean, maybe I have some better way to activate like the G pawns through the E pawns. So I wonder if I missed a tactic. What I was trying to do here with rook d4, there was a moment where he could have taken my pawn. Yeah, right here, after king f7. If he plays king takes g4, I was thinking rook here. And if he approaches with the king, okay, I got, what, 5th place? Looks like I tied for second. Tied for second with several other people. Yeah, so if he takes g4, I can play rook d4, take his knight, and then knight c5 check and win his rook. So that's what I was trying to do. Did I miss any clear wins, guys? 53 g3. What was that? 53 g3. Right here, g3 check. I guess, because if g3, king takes, rook check here and win that pawn. Yeah, I was kind of fussing around with my rook because I couldn't find a way to get my knight coordinated. But boy, I gave myself a chance. You know, I put myself in a position to win, which is what you got to do with tournaments. You know, you always want to give yourself a fighting chance. And if you're playing like board 1 in the final round, you're playing for all the marbles. That's exactly where you want to be as a chess player. And I controlled my own destiny. If I win, I win the tournament. And I almost got the job done. I almost had it. That was a really weird little idea right here where, not idea, but mistake on my part. I meant to play bishop takes h2 and then drop the bishop back. But I was thinking about this knight e5 idea, and I just played it as soon as I got to this position. I was like, oh, knight e5, that's my move. But in fact, I was planning bishop takes h2. All right, well, we got 2 Scandies in at the end of the tournament against Greg and also John Ludwig Hammer. I'm happy with my performance. We tied for second. Wasn't bad. So, yeah, it looks like we tied for second with 4 other players. Delugi, Alex Lenderman, Blitzstream, and myself. And a bunch of other people got 4 out of 7. So really appreciate you guys tuning in and supporting me and everything. So what did I win? $150, something like that. Not bad. I'll take it. I think I'm gonna stay on a little bit longer, maybe about 10, 15 more minutes, and then we'll call this a stream. I think they want us to wrap it up pretty soon because otherwise it'll interfere with the official stream viewership count. But I just wanted to take some questions for you guys if you have anything. Justin Fairman says standings. Yeah, I can't show you guys the standings because it would require me to change up my broadcast a little bit, my screen capture, that is. But John Ludwig Hammer and George Meyer tied for first with 5.5 out of 7. And myself, Delugi, Alex Lenderman, and Blitzstream got second with 5 out of 7. So not bad. A lot of people saying congratulations. Yeah, thank you guys. I know some of you guys were watching like from the beginning, so really appreciate the support. Someone said that's impressive by Blitzstream. Yeah, that was impressive by Blitzstream. He is a non-title player. I don't even think he's an FM, but he was right in the middle of the pack between all these GMs and IMs. Was Eric Hansen playing? I guess he wasn't playing. I guess it was just Von Kampen for the Chess Bras. Pablo said, are you making another stream soon? Yeah, I might. I might do that. So I might do another stream in the future. Sorry, I'm just distracted by the chat here for a second. People spamming stuff. One person spamming something. had to remove that. But yeah, do you guys like it? Do you like the streaming stuff? Because if so, I'll be happy to do this again in the future. I think it's a good little compliment to the videos. So I'm going to make a point to do it. Doug Olson says 2 blacks to end 2 would have been a great finish. Yeah, I got black twice at the end of the tournament, but I didn't mind that because I got 2 Scandinavians. What more can you ask for? And I got 1.5 out of 2 and put myself in a position to win the tournament. Kareem says, you're the winner in our eyes, Fins. Thanks, man. Sam says, you just drew Magnus Carlsen's second. Good job, man. Yeah, Hammer is Magnus Carlsen's second. He's a longtime friend of Carlsen, too. They know each other like going way back to like Norwegian junior days. So those guys are pretty close. Frederick said, is it over now? Yep, it just ended. But for those of you guys who missed it or just want to replay it and watch it in full, it's getting posted to my page right after this, my entire stream. We're coming up on 2 hours, 30 minutes now, so this entire thing is going right up on here. And it should come up pretty fast, too, because it just takes a little bit for it to process, but it'll be on there in full within about a half hour, I'd say, of me ending the stream. Pawn Snatcher says, good games, John. I really enjoy watching your videos. Keep it up. Yeah, so many new faces here, like lots of people commenting I haven't seen before, and I think that's what's been awesome about this Streamers Challenges. And I assume other streamers have had the same thing. Like people have been checking in and getting to know people who play chess online and record themselves playing chess online, but otherwise wouldn't come into contact with them. So I really like that aspect of it. Acid Twin says, hi, John, a question, please. I wish I had been taught chess as a kid, but wasn't. At 30, what should I be focusing on to improve at a decent rate, please? That's a hard question to answer, Acid Twin, because it totally depends on what your level is right now. I mean, if you're 30 years old and you're a pure beginner, you can definitely improve, but there's probably a cap on how good you're going to get. Of course, kids have it much easier. If they learn chess at a young age, they don't have the responsibilities of being an adult, and their minds are just geared towards soaking up information. So kids always have an advantage over an adult in terms of how much they can learn in whatever time frame you're talking about. But at age 30, you are still capable of achieving a lot in chess. And I would suggest you play as much as you find enjoyable, set yourself some modest goals, play a lot. That would be my main recommendation for you guys who are starting out in chess. Don't worry about getting good before you, quote, start to take chess seriously. Just start playing. You know, you're going to get killed a lot at first, but don't be afraid to play longer games, and don't worry if you don't know 15 moves of Sicilian defense theory. It doesn't matter. You have to set yourself modest goals. Like recognize that you probably won't become a grandmaster, but you're capable of achieving some goals that you set for yourself in chess. And yeah, just have fun and don't abuse the engine. Also, use the engine as a tool and don't rely on it. Like don't play a game and then immediately plug it into the computer, take a look at what the computer says, and then instantly forget about the game. Try to do some analysis on your own. Try to do some hands-on analysis where you actually interact with what the computer is saying. And ideally, if you're playing games a lot, you should be analyzing those games yourself. So going back through them and trying to come to a conclusion on your own before you even switch on that engine and see what it thinks. Some of the habits you see like in my videos and videos from other YouTubers out there where we'll play a game and then instantly we turn on the engine. That's not what you should be doing if you want to improve. We can get away with that because we kind of know where the critical moments are in a game and we can just jump right to it and we want to see instantly what the engine says. But if you want to get better, you got to engage with the game that you play from move 1 to the end of the game. And that means not letting the computer do all the analytical work for you. So play a lot, do your own analysis, use the engine sparingly, and you can go far. Let's see if there's any other questions. Napkin the Elf says, congrats, John. You're just absolutely amazing, and you helped me pick up chess again now that I'm in my late 20s. Thanks, Napkin. There's a lot of you guys out there. I would say 20-somethings who maybe didn't play chess so much when you were younger or didn't even learn chess, and now you're getting into it. And I think it's awesome that in this day and age you have so many resources at your fingertips to do exactly that. So take advantage. Meme says, how young can a kid start playing? That's a good question. Let me ponder that for a moment. I think if you take a kid and you want to try to get them good in chess and you want them to have the best potential for achieving chess greatness, I would say ages 4 to 5, somewhere in that range would be the best time to teach them chess and get them like working on it somewhat seriously. Beyond 4 to 5, you're a little bit late to the game if you want to be a super GM. But 4 to 5, if you're trying to make someone a chess prodigy, sounds so horrible, but that's kind of the sweet spot. If you talk to a lot of really top players and you pull super GMs, a lot of them learned at that age. But I mean, you can teach a kid at any age. I mean, I learned chess at age 8 and I turned out fine. I know people who learned not until they were in their teens and they're also doing well. The younger you start, the bigger you have as an advantage to getting better. That's pretty obvious. But I would say if the kid shows interest in chess, absolutely teach them. Even if they can't understand all the rules right away. They don't know what en passant is and they can't figure it out after you've explained it to them 5 times. Still just getting them to move the pieces around and letting them know about this great game is, I think, a smart thing to do. Because there's so many benefits to getting kids involved in chess. Just take a look at the research and it'll tell you that. I don't believe necessarily that chess should be mandatory in schools, although that is happening in some countries. But it would be awesome if chess was on offer at every school in the country or in the world, because it's one of the best vehicles for teaching critical thinking skills. And people who get involved chess at a younger age can develop skills that will help them as adults much faster than kids who aren't involved in chess, in my opinion. All right, I'm going to take a few more questions and call this a wrap. Shaheen Mohammed says, Finns, why you stop playing Bullet on ICC? Your Bullet is only on Lichess. Yeah, I haven't recorded a Bullet video on ICC for quite a while. Mostly it's just because those Lichess tournaments are so much fun. I really like playing those. I have got some requests for playing more on ICC now. So I think I'm going to try to do that, like mix in some ICC sessions. But the thing I like about Lichess is there's like an instant buzz when you enter a tournament. Like there's a bunch of other people who are playing for the same thing and you're stuck there in that 25-minute tournament trying to get first place. And that adds another level of excitement as opposed to ICC, which is just like you're playing games, but there's no like end goal in mind. You're not trying to get first place. I guess you're maybe trying to get your rating as high as you can, but the defined like start stop in a Lichess tournament is pretty cool, I think. Just gonna look for a couple more questions here. Someone said there's a girl in our chess club who started at age 2. That's insane. Can you even teach a 2-year-old chess? I somehow doubt it, but maybe in a couple decades that's possible. Mauricio Guevara says, John, how did you improve your calculation when you started playing? Mainly just playing a lot. Yeah, playing online like all the time. Not going overboard on the Bullet. Bullet and Standard are okay as far as improving your calculation. Mainly, I find like Bullet and Standard are just useful as an indication of your form in chess. Like if you're playing well in Bullet and Blitz, your mind, your chess mind is operating the way it should be. Your instincts are good. If you really want to get better and you want to improve your calculation, you should be playing Standard though. You should be playing 15-minute games with a 10-second increment or longer, in my opinion. I think that's the time control that gives you the best return on your time invested as far as how much you'll learn. And you should be analyzing them, and you should be playing as many of those longer games as you can. Those games are much more valuable than Blitz and Bullet for improvement. Isebio says, what famous players influenced your playing style the most? That's an interesting question. I definitely admire like something about all of the world champions. I've always gravitated more towards positional and strategic players. So for me, guys that have had big influences on my style have been Capablanca, Karpov, Kramnik, those types of players. In fact, I've modeled some of the openings I play off of, for instance, Karpov and Kramnik's games, which is a good way to find an opening repertoire that works for you, by the way. You can try to seek out players whose style you admire and try to like craft your opening repertoire around what they do as well. It's almost like an easy way to cheat and find good openings. So yeah, I definitely Botvinnik too. I forgot Mikhail Botvinnik. He's in that same category. So I definitely gravitate towards more of like the scientific type players, if you will, as opposed to the more spirited players like the Fishers and the Alekines and the Tals, Kasparov. Although I admire elements of their styles too. So those are the players who have influenced my style the most. Okay, I think I'm going to wrap this stream up. We still got 300 people watching, and I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is really exciting. We went for a solid 2.5 hours, got a bunch of really good games in. We played Christoph, we played Greg Shahadi, we played Simon Williams, we played John Ludwig Hammer, played one of the chess bras, Von Kampen. It was awesome. Got to interact with you guys, and this went really well. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave me any feedback. Like I said, if you have never seen my videos, feel free to subscribe. There's also a donation link. Just want to say that one more time. I said it earlier in the broadcast, but a few people have been asking how to support the channel. And there's a donation link I put in the description to this video, or you can find it on my links page on my YouTube channel. And overall, I hope you guys had a good time. And I know I did. This was really fun. The Chess.com Streamers Challenge. Maybe the first annual? We'll see. So thank you guys so much. And this is John over and out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.